Squad. 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 Cash flow, RNC. Cash flow, RNC. Cash flow, RNC. Cash flow, RNC.
How about that dollar,
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 flow, RNC.
Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I'm a big deal. You other dudes are small time. I'm about my racks, I'm about my stacks, yes, I'm about mine. You suckers ain't getting none. You suckers just better run. See my money wait a time. My team already won. Get up out my way and delay. See, we don't play, we get it straight. Cause you know we stay that paper chase. Stack dollars till the sky is great. There's haters hate. We fly to 8. Go around my waist. Cause we so great. Waiting for my fall. You gonna wait a while. Be the king of the game. And that ghetto strong style. Say you waiting for my fall. You gonna wait a while. Be the king of the game. And that ghetto strong style. How about that dollar, 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 dollar? 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 Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Cause if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I'm filthy rich. Ooh, I love this money, I could probably buy you out or pay someone to screw you. Best believe you don't want dollars. Ooh, I bet outside and put a price up on your head. Then I push you in my wallet. So watch it, don't start it. Don't come around with that nonsense. I'll take you out of that garbage. Hit your face with that drop. You nada, you nothing. Boy, stay in your lane. Then you going for $1,000. I'ma smack you till you change.
Squad.
You ain't trying to get rich.
Squad.
You ain't about this money like we are.
Squad.
Let's get up out that way.
Cash flow, RNC. 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 Cash flow, RNC.
Yo, y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, the WildKat, J. Troy, and we here. This is the first ever WildKat Wrestling wrap-up, and I am excited as all hell. First things first, before I get into anything, I would like to thank my man Prophet for giving me this platform, man. Yes, like, this man has given me so much, and to be able to speak wrestling with you guys once again, back my own radio show, I couldn't ask for nothing more. Like, this man has given me a platform that I'm ready to go in, because I haven't spoke wrestling since last May, since my podcast. So thanks, Prophet, for giving me this platform, man, because I'm not gonna let you down, and we about to go in right now. We about to go in. So this is, like I said in the beginning, this is called the WildKat Wrestling Wrap Up, and no, this is not your average pro wrestling radio show. There's a whole bunch of shows out there that you just get the rundown. You just get the rundown of what happened on Monday Night Raw. You get the rundown of what happened on SmackDown, NXT, AEW. This is not your rundown show. This will be a topic-based show. I had to figure out something different because wrestling now, it's so scattered, it's impossible to give you a fresh rundown for every show. It's when I was doing it before, wrestling was Monday through Wednesday for me because I was watching Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And then I will give the rundowns on those. But now we got Monday Night Raw, obviously on Mondays. We got NXT and AEW on Wednesdays. And then we have SmackDown, which is on Fridays. And then sometimes I dabble in Impact, which I do believe comes on Thursday. So wrestling is all over the place. So this is a real topic-based show. Throughout the week, there's a lot of stories that break. And a lot of those stories that break will be some of the topics that I do talk about. But some topics I will come up with on my own. Some certain things that I would like to address. And you'll see as the show rolls on and on. Okay? So, AEW. AEW is what I want to speak with first because the show is going to be real WWE heavy. So I would like to talk about AEW and speak about that for a few minutes and get that out the way. AEW, I do believe, started like in September, October. It's been on for a few months, and we've been having this Wednesday night war. This Wednesday night war between NXT and AEW. Now, in the beginning, I'm just going off of. I don't got no notes on that. I'm just going off of me. In the beginning, I felt that AEW did have the edge over NXT, but now NXT caught up. Just like what WWE said after AEW won the first ratings war, which nobody really didn't. I mean, we all saw that coming. And what WWE said was, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And this is exactly what it's showing now. AEW is in a very weird, awkward stage. And NXT has found a way to get some of their fans back that had jumped ship. And the shows, in my opinion, NXT, even though NXT I feel is doing better than how it was when the war first started, a lot of the shows, I'm not really, NXT's the better show, but it's not really doing it, especially like AEW. It's like kind of died down for me. Like first like 3 to 4 weeks, I was good. I was more watching AEW more than NXT. But now, I feel like AEW is out of that honeymoon stage. Everybody expected AEW to change the landscape of professional wrestling, and it didn't. Now, yes, we do have another platform where other wrestlers that could not make it in WWE, they do have another platform where they can showcase their skills, like somebody like a Shawn Spears or a John Moxley, superstars like that. And then we got fresh people coming up. We got Private Party, personal friends of mine who I used to watch them in House of Glory, but now they're doing it big in AEW. I know their particular size would probably not cut it in WWE, but a company like AEW will give them the shot. So they do have good pieces, but right now I just feel like they're in this bit of an awkward stage. And they just has to find a way to get out. Now, the last couple shows has been an improvement than December. Because the December shows for me was doo-doo. It was garbage. And then that's when I feel like NXT after Survivor Series, after they did the whole invasion thing, and a lot of people was blaming, oh, the ratings is higher because they're doing this in invasion. Raw and SmackDown superstars are showing up on NXT. And so that's why the ratings is up. That's why they beat AEW. But after Survivor Series is over, I feel like AEW could not get out of this slump. After they lost that first time to NXT, they did not know what to do. And I feel like that's when the show started to go down for me in particularly. But NXT, it's been getting better. But one gripe that I do have with both shows, I need more stories. I need something. We know that we're going to get good wrestling from these shows. We got the top wrestlers on both shows. We know we're going to get it. We need some storylines. I need something that's going to make me come back. We need some more cliffhangers. We know we're going to get the good wrestling. But the storylines we need, NXT do got the good characters. AEW has some characters, but what is lacking, and actually that's for Raw and SmackDown as well, but like AEW, I feel like they need some more storylines for me to help keep me invested in the product. That's in my opinion. Now, I know a lot of y'all might feel a certain way about it. And also, if you do want to chime in on the conversation, we do got a hotline for you to call. And that is 347-422-7289. All right? Just like my girl Taji would say, shout out to Taji, 347-422-7289. If you disagree with me, call in. I'm one of those wrestling fans that like to hear what you got to say. I'm not going to say, oh, you're wrong or whatever. It's your opinion. This is my opinion at the end of the day. Now, maybe you think AEW is bringing it. Maybe you think they do got good storylines. Maybe you think NXT wrestling is not as good as AEW's. But AEW need to get it together as far as the storylines. Now, the Jon Moxley Jericho storyline is good. It kind of reminded me of the Sting and Hulk Hogan thing. The thing that they pulled on AEW this week. Remember how the NWO tried to recruit Sting? This looks very similar with Jon Moxley trying to get recruited by Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho knows that he can't beat Moxley. So why not have this man join the team? So I've seen a lot of similarities to the NWO Sting type thing. But that's like the only good storyline that I'm really invested to. The Dark Order trying to recruit people, the Dark Order don't do it for me. They just don't do it for me. I just can't connect with that. And the women's division on AEW needs to get better. Now, I know that NXT has the way better division, but there's still some women that AEW can scoop up. That's still out there. And hopefully their division gets better. Their women's matches don't do it for nothing for me. What happened on AEW this week was a disgrace. That was just a sloppy mess with that women's title match. It was just nothing good. But that's all I got to say for AEW right now. I just hope that the product does get better because I do want to see a company other than WWE that's doing well. And they have a lot of pieces. They got Jericho. They got Moxley. They got MJF, who's one of my personal favorites because that man stays in character. You got Private Party. You got LAX. I still call him LAX, a.k.a. EYFBO. We got some good pieces there. So they just got to get it together. Cody, Young Bucks, even though I'm not really a big Young Bucks fan, but a lot of people like them. Goldust. So they got some pieces. They can turn it around, but they're just in this bit of this awkward stage that, you know, I hope they get out. So we're gonna move to WWE. So I was kind of talking about WWE NXT, but we're gonna move to main roster stuff, right? So last week started the week of returns. The week of returns, which had the return of, you know, I'm gonna start off with the best one, my favorite one, right? Because the rest of them, I wasn't too with. Actually, one of them was okay, but like, it really doesn't do nothing for me. But the first one, the one that I really went crazy for, I gotta clear my throat for this because I gotta say it right. And people who has tuned in that knows what I'm about to say, knows I'm about to go crazy. When I talk about my family, them Thug Usos, man, them Thug Usos, Jimmy Thug Usos, Jay Thug Usos, down since day one ish. That is me, baby. You know I gotta go crazy every time I talk about my family, the Thug Usos, Jimmy Thug Usos, Jay Thug Usos. They pulled up on SmackDown last week, and it was great for me to see because that's my favorite tag team of all time, right? Now, I haven't seen them in months ever since Jimmy had the whole DUI situation, the case that I'm still trying to figure out how the hell did he beat. I don't know. But he beat it, and I knew it was WrestleMania season, so we got to get all the top names back. We got to get as much star power back heading into the Rumble and going into WrestleMania. But when I saw my family pull up, help Roman Reigns, and then they beat up Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, I don't know how many times I didn't watch that return. I watched it countless times. I was excited to see my family back, but the thing is, where do the Usos go from here after they're done with this whole situation with Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler? Let's just say that they're done with the storyline. They done beat Dolph and Baron, and you know they helped out Roman and everything. Where do the Usos go from here? Because they have ran SmackDown already. They have beaten everybody on SmackDown. They had the SmackDown division on lockdown in that Uso penitentiary. You already know what my family can do. They done been there, done that. I wanted them to run roughshod on Raw because they did not have a chance to showcase their skills on Raw. and run that division, run that tag division. The tag team division, I'm gonna get to that later until you talk about the tag team division because it's in a bit of a sad state. But the Usos being on SmackDown, what is that gonna do? Are we gonna have another Usos New Day thing? We've been there, done that. Now we know they can carry match of the year caliber matches. I've seen it. They done had countless tag team matches. They had the Hell in a Cell match, which is still one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time. They had those matches. They had so many 5-star matches. But after they're done with Baron and Dolph, where do the Usos go from here? They're going to get the titles? We've been there, done that. Been there, done that. But then I started to think, why doesn't Vince McMahon want the Usos on Monday Night Raw? And that's only because we have the Street Profits on Monday Night Raw. The Street Profits, you can't have two black hype tag teams on the same division. Vince is going to always separate the Usos and the New Day. No, the Usos and the Street Profits because they're like, I think he looks at them the same way. Because they're, they're hype. Like, people love them. And, like, they somewhat carry the same type of energy. So, even though I'm still waiting for that's, like, kind of a dream match for me. Them probably at Survivor Series, hopefully this year. Maybe if the Usos are still on SmackDown and they're the tag team champions, and if the Street Profits get the titles, we have the Street Profits versus the Usos. That would be something that I would want to watch. That, I don't care who wins. All I know is I'm going to be entertained. But I don't know what the hell does Vince McMahon got planned for the Usos on Raw. I don't think he has anything planned for the Usos on SmackDown. I mean, I don't know if he has anything planned for them being on SmackDown. So, I don't know. But we shall see. But I'm glad my family's back. Then everything just gets worse from here. I started with my favorite. Then we just go down. But we have Sheamus. Sheamus returns. He finally returns. The man was hurt. Finally back. He was clear for a while. Your boy is back. And he returned to beat up Shorty G, a.k.a. Chad Gable. And doesn't this return look so familiar? And I made sure I rewatched his return in 2015 to make sure that I wasn't bugging. Now the babyface is in the ring. Next thing you know, Sheamus comes out. Well, the babyface is in the ring getting beat up by the heel. Sheamus comes out and bro kicks the babyface, thinking that he's going to go after the heel. So that's what he did. In 2015, Bad News Barrett was beating up Dolph Ziggler and I do believe Daniel Bryan. Sheamus comes down to help him out. Bad News Barrett rolls out the ring. He ends up destroying both Dolph and Daniel Bryan instead. So, what was his first SmackDown of the year? So it was like 5 years later. 5 years later, he runs to the ring thinking he's gonna help the babyface. And no, he bro kicks Shorty G, which was a beautiful bro kick. But we've seen this before. And the Royal Rumble is right here. It's like a couple weeks away. Why wouldn't you save a return like Sheamus? You can still build them up in the vignettes, the backstage promos, all that stuff. You can still build them up, but why bring him back in a nonsensical segment to feud with Shorty G for 2 weeks? You could have brought him back in the Rumble. The Rumble could have been filled with nothing but surprises. And they spoiled it and they blew it. Which leads me to the next person that returned on the same show, which was John Morrison. John Morrison returns. Now, this was a return that a lot of people was looking forward to, including me. I'm a huge John Morrison fan. The slow-mo entrance, I'm a huge fan of this guy, like for real. John Morrison, and once we found out that he got signed, everybody was excited for it. We thinking he's going to return in the Royal Rumble. No. After Miz has his segment with Kofi Kingston, and I'm guessing Miz, he done turned heel. He done embraced the bad side. Every time you go against the Fiend, you done change. So the Miz is back to being a heel. We go to a segment with Kathy Kelly trying to get an interview with Miz. And who comes out? John Morrison. This is his big return back to WWE, people. Not in a segment where he's at least trying to save the Miz. Not in he's trying to help anybody. An open challenge. Nothing. He returns by opening up the door and says, Miz isn't taking any questions right now. What? This is what you got planned for John Morrison? Really? And my another gripe with this John Morrison return, because they having a Miss TV segment tonight. Are they gonna team back up? Now, I like the idea of them tag teaming together, but if only Miz was still a face, because John Morrison, to me, is too flashy to be a heel. He can play the character, but for me, I like John Morrison better when he's a babyface, because he's too flashy. The parkour moves, the flying around the ring, he does stuff that a lot of people can't do, and he just screams babyface. Good looking guy, he screams babyface. So that was just pointless to me. That pissed me off. Another one. We're going to go further back on last week's Monday Night Raw with the grand return of Liv Morgan. Now, me personally, I was excited for Liv Morgan to return because I always had a thing for Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is hot. I love me some Liv Morgan. But that's not even the case. Liv Morgan is very talented. Talented wrestler. She's a believable character. Whatever she does, I feel like she does great at whatever she's given. She was away. She was posting things on social media, talking about how she was, making this big old change to her character. She's sitting in the rain. She's sitting was she sitting in a tub or something? It was one of those things. She was cutting her hair at one point. So she's doing all this stuff, all these vignettes. Oh, which part?
I guess the part you were just talking about.
Oh. Oh, shout out to Lulu. Be sure to watch The Comfort Zone on Wednesdays from 8 to 10. They talk about a lot of adult stuff. So, a lot of adult stuff, The Comfort Zone. So, tune into Lulu's. They're such great people. But, the Liv Morgan situation, I'm waiting. Now, we think she's going to be with The Fiend. She screams a Harley Quinn-esque character. We think that she can play it. We know what Liv Morgan can do. She can play it. She returns as a lesbian. She returns with having an affair with Lana. In this horrendous Bobby Lashley. I don't know if I'm going to get to Bobby Lashley today because I want to give Bobby Lashley and certain superstars their own time where I can just go off. But Bobby Lashley in 2019 is a disgrace. Talented guy. I still think he's one of the top powerhouses in the business. But goddamn, Bobby Lashley in 2017. When he did come back. Bobby Lashley in 2019 is garbage. Bobby Lashley in 2007 was the man. He was that guy. Bobby Lashley was that dude. But anyway, then this horrendous Bobby Lashley, Rusev, Lana storyline. You put Liv Morgan, somebody we was waiting. She would have thrived as a Harley Quinn-esque character with The Fiend. She would have thrived in that predicament. But no, you make her return and make her Lana's girlfriend. Or was girlfriend. They was messing around at one point. That's what you got for Liv Morgan? That is disgusting. And no, I'm not talking about the idea of Lana and Liv Morgan being together because trust me, I would love to watch that. The idea is of putting Liv Morgan in this disgusting storyline that shouldn't be going on at this point. The Lana, Lashley, Rusev storyline is garbage. Now, it was interesting. I'm not even going to hold you. When they did the thing in the beginning, when Bobby Lashley was tonguing down Lana on stage in the beginning, that was something special. That was something good because that was something different. And I was just like, oh my God. I was legit uncomfortable for Rusev. But, yeah. That just really pissed me off. I just did not like that at all. Liv Morgan really could have been something special with The Fiend. And they dropped the ball massively. So then, we got this Monday Night Raw. Who returns on Monday Night Raw to help out Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, which I think is a badass team to fight off AOP and Seth Rollins. Excuse me. The Big Show. The Big Show, well, this is one hell of an achievement before I rant about this. The Big Show has wrestled in 4 decades. He has wrestled in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. Big Show, and I quote, is the Vince Carter of WWE. He done wrestled in all 4 categories. And shout out to my boy Greg for giving me that idea, because I don't want to think that I stole his idea. But he is the Vince Carter of WWE. But anyway, he returns to help out Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe to fight Seth Rollins and AOP. I don't know where the hell this is going. I don't know what this, like, what is going to happen. Like, okay, if Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe get their revenge, what happens next? What happens with Seth Rollins? I don't know. But when he first turned heel, this was not what I thought that they was going to have for him, but it's WWE. I don't know. But they had a match, right? It ended in disqualification because I do believe Seth Rollins used the chair or whatever. This thing pissed me off the most is that we're going to get a rematch next week on Monday Night Raw, with it being a 6-man fist fight match. What in the blue hell? Can somebody explain to me? Can somebody tell me what in the blue hell is a fist fight match? A fist fight. What is this? Just an excuse for Big Show to KO somebody? He's been KOing people in matches regularly. What in the hell is a fist fight match? Can somebody tell me? Is that a fancy word for street fight? No holds bar, falls count anywhere, because they all under the same umbrella. What hell? What, are they gonna fight in the parking lot? Are we gonna fight in the concessions area? Are we gonna fight near the ticket booth? Are we gonna fight in the hotel? What the hell is a fist fight? Can somebody tell me what the hell is a fist fight? Because I'm thinking, what the hell have I been watching? Because the wrestlers have been fighting with their fists for the 25 years I've been living. What the hell is a fist fight? All I know is this segment on Monday Night, I want to see what the hell this is. Because this is probably just a glorified street fight to me. So the Big Show returned. Big Show returned. And we're gonna have rematches. We're gonna have Rusev. I just talked about them. Rusev and Lashley. We're gonna have that rematch next week. Who cares? If Rusev is done with his so-called ex-wife, why should he care about Lashley and Lana at this point? He's on vacation. He's a happy man. Why should he care? And why do we care about this match? We don't. We don't want to see this. There's too many rematches. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Why do we need... Okay, now before y'all take this the wrong way. Yes, these 2 matches that they had at the pay-per-view and on Monday Night Raw, great matches. The one at the pay-per-view was better for me. But there are too many rematches. We've seen this. Now, if they did this match later this year, maybe a few months from now, then yeah, I'll be down for it again. But we had this match already, and it's been too close. It's been the same. It's going to be the same result. Aleister Black cannot lose this match, and Buddy Murphy cannot lose any more big matches. Buddy Murphy needs to start getting built back up as a decent mid-card, upper mid-card talent. Aleister Black needs to move on to somebody else, and he needs to start building up his thing for him when he gets put in line for a world title, because I do believe he's a future world champion. Too many rematches. I spoke about the fist fight. It's a rematch between KO and Samoa Joe and Big Show versus AOP and Seth Rollins. Why do we need to see that again? I'm still trying to see what a fist fight is. In a boiler room? Lulu, you might be onto something. I need to know where. Why? What is a street? Is it no disqualification? Do we have a referee? Do we get ambulances? Who breaks up the fight? How do we know when the fight is over? When everybody's laid the hell out? What the hell is a street? No, I know what a street fight is. What the hell is a fist fight? We have Rey and Andrade, because this whole Andrade Rey Mysterio thing is not over with. It's not over with. They're gonna have a rematch. I do believe Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he lost the match with Andrade, and Andrade ended up taking off this match, which is a disrespectful thing. When you're a luchador, you can't rip off somebody's mask. How many times have people ripped off Rey Mysterio's mask since he's been back? I feel like I didn't see this man demasked like so many times and not showing his face when we already know what Rey Mysterio looks like. How many times are people gonna rip his mask off? Like, come on. We can't keep doing this. It's redundant. It's the same thing. And It's the same thing with Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black. We know that they can put on great matches, but we've been there, done that. Andrade needs to move on. And what I think, I feel like Andrade's going to win the rematch. I hope they don't put the mask on the line because that means Rey Mysterio is going to retain. But I do believe Andrade is going to hold on to the title. What I need is for Andrade to hold on to the title until WrestleMania, and then we have Aleister Black fight Andrade for the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania. Right now, Aleister Black, even though he is a future world champion and he can hold his own as a world champion, the booking has been too late. If WWE was building him up by himself a little bit earlier within 2019, then yeah, by now he would have been more than ready for a world title shot. I would have been picking him going in to the Rumble. And I wouldn't mind if he won. But I feel like his booking has been too late. He doesn't have enough steam to fight for a world championship. So, I mentioned the tag team division. Then after I talk about the tag team division, we're going to go on a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and talk about this whole Brock Lesnar situation. So, the sad state of the tag team division. What are they doing? The New Day are the champions. For what? The New Day should have broke up a whole long time ago. A while ago. And no, you don't have to break them up where it's like there has to be dissension in the team. You could have just split them up during the draft. The draft was a perfect way of splitting the New Day up without breaking up the group. You could have had Big E go to Raw, keep Kofi Kingston and Xavier on SmackDown. That's it. Simple, easy. Simple and easy. But no, they want to keep them because they sell merch and the pancakes and the Bootio cereal, all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure out why the New Day's together. So we got the Usos, we have the New Day, we have Heavy Machinery, we got Rude and Ziggler when Bobby Roode comes back from his suspension. Then on Raw, we have the Street Profits, we got the OC, we got the Viking Raiders, Time Machine Warriors, whatever the hell their name is, Experience. They change their name every damn week. And then we have, who else? Did I say Hawkins and Ryder? Yeah, so we got them. And the Revival, I do believe, is on SmackDown. I think at this point, because they give the same matches every week on both shows, how many times are we going to see the OC fighting the Viking Raiders? We see that almost every damn week. The Street Profits fighting the OC. We see the same matches. What they need to do at this point is get the tag team divisions together. We need one set of tag team champions by WrestleMania. And what I propose is we have, that means the Viking, because I do have the Viking Raiders. I have the Viking Raiders holding the belts. There's no sense for them to drop the titles now. I would have them hold the titles for Raw, and I would have the Usos get the titles for SmackDown. And we finally have that Viking Raiders Usos tag team match, unification match at WrestleMania. Unify the titles, get the tag team division back together just like they do with the women, so we can get some impact back in these divisions, because they're weak. When they're split, they're weak. If you put them together, because all those talents that are named are all talented teams, talented wrestlers. They can hold their own. All of them I can see as tag team champions. But the division, the repetitive matches over and over, we see the same stuff over and over, is not doing it. Put these tag teams together is what I propose. We need a unification match at WrestleMania. My match, I would have the Usos, I would have the Viking Raiders, and this might be my biased opinion, I would have the Usos win, unify the titles, and be the unified tag team champions. We need to save this tag team division. It's in a sad state. And I feel like them doing that can potentially save this division. I need my family to fight some new people. I'm tired of seeing them fight the New Day. I don't want to see that. Even though I know that they can carry matches, but I don't want to see that. So, we about to go on a quick break. I got to quench my throat a little dry piece. So, I'm going to play some music. We got some couple artists that came through to the station, actually. Got a couple of their songs on here. So, I'm going to get into the first track. This is my boy JM, Talk to Me Nice.
about that life. You got a brother tripping real lately. You gotta say what's real, just speak on how you feel. Just tell me what it do, my lady. Talk to me nice, you know I'm about that life. But first, girl, answer these questions. Yeah, do you want me, baby? Do you want me back? It might be wrong, but we gotta face all the facts. Do you miss me? Tell me that you miss me, girl. Don't wanna be the only one in my feelings, girl. Do you want me, baby? Do you want me back? It might be wrong, but we gotta face all the facts. Do you miss me? Tell me that you miss me, girl. Don't wanna be the only one in my feelings, girl. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Yeah. Why are you in my mind today? What is wrong with me? Am I okay? Getting calls from you makes it all feel good, but seeing you with him, I wish a nigga would. You gotta say what's real, just speak on how you feel. Just tell me what it do, my lady. Talk to me nice, you know I'm about that life. You got a brother tripping real lately. You gotta say what's real, just speak on how you feel. Just tell me what it do, my lady. Talk to me nice, you know I'm about that life. But first, girl, answer these questions. Yeah, do you want me, baby? Do you want me back? It might be wrong, but we gotta face all the facts. Do you miss me? Tell me that you miss me, girl. Don't wanna be the only one in my feelings, girl. Do you want me, baby? Do you want me back? It might be wrong, but we gotta face all the facts. Do you miss me? Tell me that you miss me, girl. Don't wanna be the only one in my feelings, girl. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
Best thing about a girl, well, shorty is your whole world. Baby, you my everything. Baby, you my everything. Compare the life to the love, and girl, you know I'm heaven sent like the white on the dove. I'm trying to show you what I mean and do right by my lady. Put it on my heart, girl, you know that you my baby. You know that you my baby. You know that you my little boo, what up? I'm trying to fly where you ain't never flown. Take you different places you ain't never gone. If loving you is right, I ain't never wrong. Here we gon' get it on to the early morn. Shorty know I'm attached, put my location in her phone so she know where I'm at, and I'ma keep it real. And shorty, you know the deal, I'm fantasizing for real, for everything that you feel. Better days when we all alone, it's the coolest vibe. Bumping Ricky Blaze, thinking about just you and I. You make me feel like I ain't never felt, and I only want you and nobody else. You know it's our time and it's the right time. I put my soul on it, you my lifeline. You mean the world to me, you my baby girl. Little boo, everything, I'ma change your world. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above, and you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean and do right as a king. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above, and you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean, I'ma give you everything. Long life I'm trying to live, I'ma show you what it is, you don't ever have to worry again. Can't nobody do you foul, swear to God I'll hunt them down, and you'll never have a worry from them. And I'ma change the perspective, we could got each other, all we needed was direction. Yeah, I made mistakes, but you helped me with correction. We was meant to be, this is something I don't question. The hardest things bring us closer, your presence is the greatest, all I needed was some closure. Grab you by your hand and do right like we're supposed to. I'ma be the man that's gonna show you off and post you. I wanna fall in love with you, long nights in the tub with you, booty rubs for you. I wanna make love to you, nobody else, so I'm stuck with you. You the love of my life. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above, and you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean and do right as a king. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above, and you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean, I'ma give you everything. Compare the life to the love, and girl, you know I'm heaven sent like the white on the dove. I'm trying to show you what I mean and do right by my lady. Put it on my heart, girl, you know that you my baby. You know that you my you know that you baby. That's it.
My peepers, we done back. We done made it back. I done took a sip of my Arizona because your boy's throat was a little bit on the dry side. So we back. We energized. Okay, it's your boy the WildKat J Troy, and this is the WildKat Wrestling Wrap Up here on WEMS Radio. Right. If you want to get in on the conversation real quick, the number is 347-422-7289. 347-422-7289. All right. So the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's right around the corner, and we had a big announcement. Actually, an annoying announcement. You know, I'm a reroute my energy. I was kind of annoyed by this. So Brock Lesnar, your current WWE heavyweight champion, is in the Royal Rumble as number 1. How many more matches is WWE going to break? You remember the first ever women's ladder match? It was won by a man. It was won by James Ellsworth. Hey, do you remember in October, I do believe, when we had Hell in a Cell? We had The Fiend, Seth Rollins, that debacle that we do not want to remember, but I'm going to bring it back up. The Fiend was getting his ass kicked so much that they had to stop the match. A Hell in a Cell, which Mick Foley almost died in the King of the Ring. I forgot which year it was. It was like 97, 98. This man got thrown off the cell, through the cell, chokeslammed through thumbtacks, had his tooth in his nose, and a dislocated shoulder, and dislocated jaw. They didn't call off the match. So the Fiend was getting his ass kicked so much by Seth Rollins that they had to call off an Hell in a Cell match, which a match that has no rules, no disqualifications. How many more matches is WWE going to break up? This right here is a disgrace because the whole goal of the Royal Rumble is to fight the world champion in the main event. I use that loosely. To fight the world champion in the main event of WrestleMania. The champion's in the match. Now, I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to actually win. But they keep saying, oh, well, Brock Lesnar's in. This is what I'm hearing. But I'm telling you, I'm not even believing this. They says Brock Lesnar is in this match. So they said either a superstar from SmackDown or NXT is supposed to come in and eliminate him, setting up his WWE title match. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I do not believe that. I think, because the rumors are, and this is what I believe more, because WWE, they have a funny way of thinking that we like these boxers, these MMA fighters, except for Ronda Rousey, because I love me some Ronda, but these MMA fighters that want to just play wrestler for a day, they think by giving them the spotlight, and they think people just going to get behind it. No, we don't want Cain Velasquez. I didn't want to see that match the first time. The rumor going around is, and this is what I believe, Tyson Fury, the boxer, is either Tyson Fury or Cain Velasquez is going to fight Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. That is what I believe. I believe that in the Royal Rumble, Brock is going to be chucking people out left and right. Or what I think should happen, and this will switch up everybody's mind, because a lot of people think Brock being number 1, he's just going to be tossing superstar out left and right. I think number 2 should be a big deal. I think number 2, Brock thinking he could just chuck everybody out. No. I think number 2 should be, well, if they're going to run with that storyline, him fighting one of those fighters, I think they're going to be either number 2. I think they're going to eliminate him early to get that out the way, to set up the match. Then I have the other thing. I have my other theory. I have so much theories when it comes to this Royal Rumble. I will be here all night. Then I have this other theory where it's thinking that, okay, we can have Brock Lesnar come out as number 1, and I got a list of people that could be a strong potential number 2. I got Shorty G. I got Brock Lesnar in the ring, and then number 2 is Shorty G because he has this rise over size thing. He's rising over size. Yeah, okay. He's gonna get German suplex. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. I'll be with Shorty G being number 2 only if Shorty G can get a suplex on Brock Lesnar. But we all know that Brock Lesnar is not gonna let that happen. So that's wishful thinking. That's a wet dream that I won't have. Okay. So if Shorty G was number 2, I see Brock Lesnar just throwing him around and just suplexing him and F5 and throwing him out the ring. Then I got Jinder Mahal, who's supposed to be the Beastmaster. We haven't seen Jinder Mahal since he got hurt, I think towards the middle of last year. The Beastmaster, number 2, returning. But Brock Lesnar destroying him and throwing him out. Or I got Kofi Kingston coming out as number 2 because they got the whole unfinished business thing with Kofi Kingston losing the WWE title in about 8 to 9 seconds, which I still think is a disgrace. I don't got enough time to be ranting on that because I can go on and on about that. But those are, I think if they're going to run with the legit fighter angle, I think they're probably going to put those people as number 2. For some reason, I don't know. I have more time to think about this Royal Rumble. Maybe my theory is going to change maybe in the next week or so. Maybe I'm going to have to come back to this. Because I have so many different ways this Rumble can go. With Brock Lesnar being as number 1, which he shouldn't be in the Rumble. You're breaking the whole thing of the Rumble. But I have to figure this out. Now, who I feel should be the real number 2 and get rid of Brock Lesnar early? Drew McIntyre. This man just turned babyface on Monday Night Raw, and this is the best Drew McIntyre I've seen since Impact Wrestling. Yes, I said Impact Wrestling because I was not a fan of Drew when he was in NXT. I liked Drew when he was in Impact. I was a Drew guy. When he had that group, I forgot what's the name of it. He had Eli Drake and the dude that played Camacho. I forgot, what is his name? Oh, man, I forgot his name. But he had a group, and then they was going against the Beatdown Clan with MVP, which is one of my favorite groups in Impact history, the Beatdown Clan. Underrated. But that was the last time I was a fan of Drew. I was not a fan of him when he was in NXT. He just wasn't the same person that I liked in Impact. But when he was on the mic and he turned face and he beat up No Way Jose in his conga line, that's a Drew that I could get behind. That is a Drew. You seen the people in the crowd. That's a Drew that a lot of people can get behind. You have a star sitting right there. You use this Rumble. And like I'm saying, I'm just getting back on this Drew bandwagon. You use this Rumble to make a star. And this is why I loved the Royal Rumble when I was a kid, because it did make stars. People like Rey Mysterio. People like Benoit was already a star, but that Rumble win made him a legit star after that. You got Batista, what it did for him. You know, Sheamus. So many superstars was made from the Rumble, and that's what I feel like the Rumble and the Money in the Bank should be. Those matches should be making the superstars. You got a star sitting right here. Babyface. People could get behind Drew. Drew McIntyre, if he doesn't win the Rumble, he should be the guy that claymores the hell out of Brock Lesnar and takes his ass out of the match. Drew McIntyre should be your 2020 Royal Rumble winner. It's sitting right there. There's nobody else. Now, I said Aleister Black. Aleister Black is my other pick. Now, if he ended up winning, I'm like, cool. You know, I'll be with Aleister Black low-key, but I would want Aleister Black to fight The Fiend. And I want that later this year. I don't want The Fiend to lose just yet. But Drew McIntyre, he needs this. He needs this more than anybody else right now. I was going down the list. I'm an AJ Styles fan, but I don't want to see him being a world champion. He was the world champion I don't want to see that now. Nakamura, no. Lashley, no. Roman, hell no. Which I'll get to that in a second. Seth Rollins, no. Kevin Owens, no. Samoa Joe, no. Who is waiting to be used? Who is waiting to become a star finally? Like he said on Raw. I've been wrestling on this roster and I never got a world title match. Yes, that is true. This man has never gotten a world title match. No. Give this man the right WrestleMania moment that he deserves. I still feel like he should have beat Roman Reigns last year. But no, they had Roman win. But I see why they made Roman win. He was coming back from the leukemia thing. But Drew McIntyre needed that match. Roman Reigns, he can bounce back from a loss. See, he lost to Baron Corbin and stuff. He lost to Shane McMahon. Roman Reigns has been doing just fine. And speaking of the big dog, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? We got like 10 minutes left, right? I'm going to spill this. So I was doing my research. And I find out who are the favorites to win the Royal Rumble match. I found out who's the favorites and who's the wild card winners. For the women, I have Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler. No. We didn't have to deal with her long title reign in NXT. Which I do believe her title reign beat Asuka's title reign. She done had that title for mad long. She beat mad people. I don't want to see her fight for a title at WrestleMania. That's the favorite to win. For the men, it is the big dog, Roman Reigns. And I think that's a big mistake because Roman does not need a Rumble match. We already know that Roman is supposed to fight The Fiend. And when I think about Roman fighting The Fiend at WrestleMania, I will be only with this match if Roman loses. And it's not because I'm a Roman Reigns hater. I'm actually a fan of Roman now. I didn't wipe the slate clean. I'm not one of those people that boo Roman. No. Roman Reigns can lose and he'll be okay. Which is kind of interesting because whoever fights The Fiend usually changes up their character a little bit. This might be the heel turn that we can possibly get if Roman Reigns loses. But I think Roman Reigns needs to lose if they do have this match for the for the Universal Championship at Mania. Roman Reigns has to lose. The Fiend has to win. And I know a lot of people don't really like The Fiend. But The Fiend needs to hold that belt for a while. And he needs to be undefeated for a while. And I will have Aleister Black be the first person to beat The Fiend. Aleister Black, not Roman, not Seth, not KO, not a part-timer, not The Undertaker. No. Should be Aleister Black. We need to start creating stars. We need to start looking into the future. And we have some people that's sitting right there waiting to be created. And WWE's not really using them right. Aleister Black keep picking up steam. I say we have a draft maybe later in the middle of the year. Maybe after WrestleMania. I don't know. Aleister Black goes to SmackDown. And we have The Fiend and Aleister Black at SummerSlam. Who wouldn't want to see that? I done booked it. Vince, take the idea because the wrestling world would be blessed. Aleister Black should be the first person to defeat The Fiend. I don't think Roman Reigns should beat The Fiend. The first person. If they really got that penciled in, Roman Reigns is going to get back to being booed. Him winning the Royal Rumble, he's going to get booed again. So, here's the wild card winners. Ready for this? Edge for the men. And I feel like Edge should not win the Royal Rumble. I think that he should return in the Royal Rumble. That would be a great moment. But I wouldn't have Edge beat... I wouldn't have Edge beat everybody in that Royal Rumble and win it and go on to WrestleMania. It would be a nice moment to have him come out as like number 27, like later in the Royal Rumble to get that "you think you know me," and then everybody just goes crazy because I'm a mark out. I'm an Edge guy. I love Edge, but he should not win the Rumble, even though it's going to be a great moment when he does come back. And he keeps shutting down the rumors, but we all know you signed Edge. Edge. I feel like should fight John Cena at WrestleMania because John Cena wants to come back and he wants to have a big match in Tampa, which is where he lives. John Cena and Edge. This way we have a classic match, two men that can still go, something that can take us back to our childhoods, the old 06, 07 days when they had their rivalry. John Cena versus Edge. I would have that match at WrestleMania. Nothing taking away the spotlight from the younger talent. You have these two veterans that can still go at it one more time. That's what I would have for Edge. Is that a... Hold up, we got a caller. We got a caller. caller. We on? Hold on, we gotta take it up a little bit. Hold up. Hello? Hello? You might gotta. Are they still there? They still there? Is the knob off? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, we have some technical difficulties over here.
New York.
Hold
Plus
that.
1.
There we go. Hello.
Ooh,
Who's this calling?
D-Wise
Huh?
guy, what up, Jay?
Yeah. Ooh, Souls. You know I gotta rep my family on the first day.
Man, with the hat on. Yeah, you got a hat on again.
Yo, you need to listen. You not embarrassing me on my damn show, all right? We ain't doing this.
With the hat turned back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, everybody. This is my man D Wise guy, man. He has a show coming on Thursdays from 8 to 10, which is the Comedian Catch. He's a funny guy, like legit. I'm not just saying it because he's my boy. He's legit funny.
Yeah.
Yo, what you got? What you? You know, that's the family, man. I got rep for my family.
Keep up the good work, Jay Troy.
Appreciate it, my brother. Always.
All right. All right, man. See you later, man.
All right. I'm about to
right.
say a couple things and then close out.
All right, man.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. So after the Edge thing, the other favorite, or other wild card for the women is my girl Ronda Rousey with her shoulders. Ronda Rousey, I could see her come out, and I would have Ronda Rousey come out as number 30. Number 30, 3, 2, 1, and Ronda comes out with bad reputation. She's walking out and shoulders is moving. Yo, all I'm saying is Ronda comes out number 30. I'm marking out, and Ronda will be my pick to win. Ronda is actually one of my picks to win, and her fighting Becky Lynch one-on-one at WrestleMania, which should have been the match last year. But we didn't get that. You can do that match instead. I don't want Shayna Baszler versus Becky. That doesn't do nothing for me. But Ronda and Becky, that's unfinished business. I say we have that match. Or we have Sasha Banks wins, because I have a love-hate relationship with Sasha. There's days that I love Sasha. I love Sasha as a wrestler. I love Sasha. She's hot. She can wrestle. She can go. She's one of the best women's wrestlers now. But I have this love-hate relationship with Sasha. I do, at the end of the day, what's best for her, because she is a top talent that does care about the business. I'll have her fight Bayley, but my only thing with that is that Bayley's title reign on SmackDown has been dry. It's been like eating sand. It's been nothing. It's like touching sandpaper. It's like watching paint dry. It's like listening to grass grow. It's nothing, but nothing was special about Bayley's title reign. Now, she turned heel. That was cool in the beginning, but they did nothing with it. They didn't know how to book her right. Like, it's nothing. If Sasha wins, I would have her finally get that one-on-one match with Bayley at WrestleMania, and I would turn Sasha face. Now, I know a lot of people's going to be like, oh, well, didn't she just turn heel? But WWE has been messing up Sasha's heel turn since she lost to Becky. So, I feel like the main roster Sasha cannot be a heel. Main roster Sasha has too much swagger to be a heel. She needs to either be a tweener or a face. But a straight up heel, those NXT days is over. That is what no. They haven't been booking her right. So those are the wild cards. So the wild cards is Ronda and Edge. And the winners, the favorites, are supposed to be Roman and Shayna Baszler from NXT. I think who should win is either Sasha or Ronda for the women, and I have Drew McIntyre win. So I had a whole bunch to go through, but as you can see, time flies. Tom.
Jamila said phenomenal show.
Thank you, Jamila.
And Lulu says she needs to lose her title now.
Oh, Bayley? Oh yeah. Bayley needs to lose that championship. Please. But like I said before, with the whole Sasha Banks thing, if Sasha was to win, then I would only want Bayley would only have to hold on to that belt so she could lose it to Sasha at Mania. But then we would have to deal with another dry title. We got to extend her dry title reign. So that's my only gripe with having Sasha and Bayley at Mania. But I still want the match, but we have to go through a reign of terror a little bit. So that's my only thing with that. So, Becky, one more thing before I close out. We have Becky. Wow, I got Bayley and Becky mixed up. Becky and Asuka. They're having their second Rumble match for the second year in a row for the title. I think this is Becky's most important match as champion. Becky needs to win this match. I don't think that WWE will have Becky Lynch hold this title for this long to lose it to Asuka at the Royal Rumble when WrestleMania is right around the corner, when we can have a more meaningful title match that can I want the Ronda Rousey match, but WWE probably going to do the Shayna Baszler match, which it's like I don't want that. But she held this title since last year's WrestleMania. I would not drop the title now months before WrestleMania. It doesn't make sense. But I think this is the most important match because she needs it. This was like the only big match that she lost last year. So this is the one person that she can't beat. So that's all I got to say about Becky. And this match is going to be good. This is going to be her best match as the champion. Match quality-wise, I feel like this is going to be her best match. There's a lot at stake. More than a championship. This is Becky's man reputation. She's the man. She has to prove why she's the man. A lot is going down in this match. And I can't wait for that. So this has been the wrap-up. I'm telling you right now, I'm not even going to front. You know me. I keep it 100% funky and honest with you. I have a whole bunch of material. Right here that I did not get to. But I can always come back next week and spill some of that tea for y'all. Because I got like a whole bunch. And then we got a lot of more stuff to get in depth about.
Ashley Torrance, FaceTime video.
Yeah. So we got that I'll go over next week. I got some wrestlers that I want to talk about. Cesaro deserving better. Bobby Lashley deserving better. Braun Strowman, the booking of the Dancer Among Men. I want to talk about The Fiend and Daniel Bryan's match. I want to talk about it's so much that I got to get to. So much that I missed out today. But that's what happens when you go into depth with wrestling. And when you're passionate, I can go. I can talk. I can speak this. You know, hopefully everybody will stop being shy. Listen, if y'all just want to listen to me and talk about wrestling, I can do that. I can do it. But if you want to get in on the conversation, I want to hear more opinions. You can always call in at 347-422-7289. So that wraps it up for the first ever episode of the WildKat Wrestling Wrap-Up with your boy, the WildKat, J. Troy. And we out.